Om Ganesha Sharanan Sharanan Ganesha. Welcome to a new episode of My Heart Talks to You. The sun is shining. I'm sitting underneath a beautiful juniper by the ocean. And today I will talk about shamanism. Well, what is shamanism? It's definitely as high as the mountains and as deep as the sea. And it really includes everything. And this is the first thing I would like to point out, that in shamanism it's some people still confuse it with the term religion, because a lot of the religions are based on duality, meaning the world is separated in good and bad. And aligned with this come a lot of dogmas, like this is how you should live, or this is how this should be done. And they basically exclude a lot of other spiritual beliefs. And spirituality is anchored in the experiences you make yourself with the world, with the natural world, spirit and material, because it's all one. Everything is all one. So in shamanism, even in an indigenous tribe, it might be that there's different shamans and they have maybe slightly different beliefs, even though they're living in the same tribe. Still, they don't exclude these different beliefs, they include it, because everything is just a matter of perspective. Everything is relative. And I would like to start invocating the oneness of everything and including everything, as our world is made up from polarities rather than the illusion of separation, because every separation is in the end an illusion. It's all one, it's all interconnected. Everything is flowing and everything is connected. So, shamanism, the word shamanism, where does it come from? The origin of this word is in the Siberian tundra in Russia, also in the Mongolian area, and there is the word saman. And saman, in the Tungusian language, Tungusische Sprache auf Deutsch, means the one who knows a lot. The one who knows a lot. Yes. Well, a shaman definitely has to know a lot about the material. What is the animal is this? What plant is this? What mushroom is this? And the spirit of this animal and the plant and the mushroom. And the stones, of course. And so, the one who knows a lot, the origin of this word. Also, there's of course a difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? And everything is included. And everything is relative. Then, for me, also the word shamanism is linked to magic. In German we say Zauberei, 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 magic. Yes, it's full of magic. And the place of this magic is our consciousness, the center of human life, consciousness. And, well, right now scientists say about 5% are actually conscious in our everyday normal life, and 95% are subconscious, inside of us. A similar state when we dream. We leave our body when we dream. And our soul travels in the spirit world. And this place, this spirit world, this other world, is what the shamans in the indigenous cultures call the more real reality, the more pure reality. The true reality. Because our everyday reality is, it's full of illusions. We perceive sun consciousness vibration, and then our senses, our seeing, our smelling, our hearing, our tasting, our feeling, and of course there's a sixth sense and maybe a seventh sense and who knows how more. But these senses then are filtered through our brain, and we create, the brain creates a reality, really. And then of course we have our cultural background, our beliefs, the way we're growing up, our society, and somehow there's a construct of reality. That's why children, newborn children, and also then the elders, when they get old, they're really close to the source of the spirit, of love, of the essence of life, and are really pure, really pure. And the origin of this source of the spirit is, of course, oneness. We're coming from the same source, and our path there is then an individual one. We start from different points. We have different backgrounds, different sets, different beliefs, different cultures, but we end in the same source. And that's for me so beautiful, that there's a lot of different shamanic aspects in the world. We have shamans in North America, in South America, in Siberia. We have the Inuit, we have the Aborigines, we have the Celtic tradition. We have a lot of different aspects, but a lot of them, when they enter the spirit world, there's the oneness, there's the communion, and there's the ever-flowing connection from everything. And a lot of the shamans, they have the same visions, and also around the world, there are reoccurring dreams in every culture, because we're all one, we're all related. Mitaka yo Yasin. And this is for me just a beautiful feeling to feel connected to everything. And so the place of this magic is the consciousness, and a lot of this is unseen for the normal eye. And well, how do you get to see then the spirit? I mean, the normal, is it, underneath this blanket? Where is it? Where is it, the spirit? And of course we can feel and sense the spirit in everything, also in the normal state consciousness, but to really enter and communicate on a really deep, clear level with the spirit, central in a lot of shaman-rooted cultures are the medicine, the sacred medicine plants and mushrooms. And really central in this is DMT and the MAO inhibitors. Linked to this is then of course the brews which come out of this, for instance ayahuasca, South America. So DMT, ayahuasca, then we got the mescaline cactuses, then we got the psilocybin mushrooms, and then we got now, thanks to Albert Hoffman, LSD. And these for me are the sacred medicine on earth to enter the spirit realm in a really clear and truthful and way that is strong and healing. And in this spirit world, the shaman communicates a lot with the ancestors, maybe past lives, the death, the animal spirits and the plant spirits. And really, the true shaman is the plant and medicine itself, because the shaman really provides the space of the healing ritual, and meaning the right timing, the right doses and preparation of the medicine, and before also to make the intention, the set really clear. What's the intention? Why are we taking this medicine? And then there's also most of the time a smudging ritual, smudging sacred herbs, saps of trees, to create a sacred space, a sacred environment in which we can open the spirit world in a safe way. Because of course in the spirit world there is light and darkness, and also then it's important to invocate maybe helpful healing spirits. Can be anything, can be Ganesha, can be Maria, can be a person you really love, an animal, a stone, something that is protecting you. So the shaman can create a sacred protection space. And then as soon as the medicine has been taken, the regie really of this healing journey is then the mushroom or the plant itself. Also the way our brain and consciousness works is like we have these receptors in our brain ready to make a symbiosis connection relationship with psilocybin, for instance, or mescaline or DMT. Our brain is it's built for this experience. So really, from my experience, I can say the mushroom and the plant experiences itself through us. And so the shaman is a lot of times like a channel of the spirit, and channeling the light and the purity and the healing and protecting maybe unwanted spirits. As there's darkness inside of us, our own karma, our own illusions, our own greed, hate, and ignorance. And of course there's also external forces which want to manipulate us or take the energy away from us into a more dark, dense life, right? So in this expanded consciousness, the healing is happening. And Terence McKenna said a really funny story about the psychedelics, entheogen substances, because many people, of course, you can enter altered, expanded consciousness also through meditation, through closing your eyes, to putting your awareness in your heart, in your feet, meditating into a flower, listening to the sound of water. Of course, you can expand your consciousness in many, many ways. But of course, the consciousness you have with mushrooms, you can only have if you take mushrooms. And for me to really, to have this strong, profound healing experiences in the spirit world, the help of these medicines is essential in the shamanic cultures. And so Terence McKenna said to this, there once was a man in the Amazon River, and he meditated under a tree, and he wanted to cross the river just by meditating. And he meditated for 40 years, really strong, concentrated meditation. And after 40 years, he was able to cross the river, just like this. And on the other side, he went into a village and talked to the oldest man there and said, "Man, I meditated 40 years and I was able to cross the river." And then the old wise man says to the guy who meditated, "But the ferry only costs $1. And the sacred plants and the mushrooms, they are the ferry. They are this this experience where you can learn a lot of information, a lot of healing in this one experience. And it's really up to the individual to feel, is this plant calling me? Because I cannot advise you to take any psychedelics. I am not advising you this. Only if you really want this experience. And to know what you really want is already a lifetime journey. So now we can understand how we enter these spirit worlds in the shamanic tradition. And in the spirit world, there is a lot of beings we can communicate with, because I always see it like the model of like now scientists analyze the matter a lot, right, in the last years, and they say the most little thing is the atom core, right, made out of protons and neutrons, and around this is the electrons spinning around. And if you would enlarge the atom core into the size of a football, the electrons would be 5 kilometers away from this. 5 kilometers. This is a huge distance. And they're interrelated. They're corresponding. Just like the sun and the planets. A huge distance, but they are magnetically or physically or energetically connected through vibration, through sound. Sound is, for me, the link between spirit and matter. Because, of course, in our head, Albert Hoffmann said, in our head, we can find neutrons and protons and synapses, but we can never find a thought. And it's it's a forever mystery, the connection between spirit and matter. But it has to do with vibration, and so from this football and the 5 kilometers electron, there's a lot of information, of consciousness, of vibration, which can be stored inside of us, memorized. Water, we are mostly water, memorized. And so in the spirit world, there's a lot of vibrations, diverse vibrations we can communicate with, and a lot of layers of spirit, because it's depending, of course, a lot on the doses of the medicine, how strong the experience is, and how much you break these layers down. And when I mean layers, it's like starting with our clothes. Yeah, it's one layer of existence. Then may become our beliefs, what for us feels right, what feels wrong, our background, our karma, our bloodline, our family stories. And you can strip, like the medicine helps you to strip these layers away, to become more and more infinite, more and more one. And this process it's hurting for the heart to become one. It's painful. But if we experience pain, we know that we're experiencing the real deal, the essence, love. It hurts, but it's like a birth. A birth is also painful, and it needs to be painful to make it true and real. I mean, imagine being a child inside a womb and everything is warm and cozy, and you get nutrition constantly, everything is flowing, you're warm and supported, and all of a sudden it gets tight and you don't know what's happening, and you can't breathe, and then you pressed out into this tiny little channel, and the first breath comes, and you enter a transformed state of freedom, of life. And we experience these transformations a lot of times in life. And it's similar like these layers, becoming one with the source, with the spirits of everything. And then if you really enter in a high state, deep state of trance, this state of infinity, everything, of course it's beautiful, and you fly like an eagle, and you feel relieved out of your body, out of your entangled life. You're free, you're infinite, you're connected to everything. There is no time, no space anymore. And then this infinity is, of course, really heavy. It's everything. It's not breaking down into our right here, right now, which is then, I'm going to talk about this later, the present of humans. And so for me, I feel like this infinite state of consciousness is like flying like a bird, but at the same time there's a rope with a heavy stone pulling you down onto the earth with, maybe the karma and your roots, and it's heavy to hold this full trance. to hold it, to be able to come out of it alive, right? That's why it's helpful to have support of a professional, experienced shaman. And so this for me is the gift of the human species, that we can experience the 3D density, the pain, the being here and now. Because Wolf-Dieter Stohr said, being we are already, in the being we are constantly. Also when we dream, we're in the being. But to be here and now, and to focus our energy and manifest something in the material, that is the pure gift, the present, to be present. And the present to be present. Yes, and there's many layers of presence. Yeah. What is the here and now? What is it? And why is it? And yeah, there's many journeys towards the presence. Yeah. So we can experience the presence, the physical, the 3D, because really Claudia Müller-Eberling said probably the most spiritual practice is getting firewood, planting vegetables, getting water, looking after where your shit is going. This is probably the most spiritual thing. That everything you do, because everything you are, everything you eat, everything you drink is what you are, also your thoughts. So it's really important to be aware of all of this. And yeah, so we can experience the whole range of dimensions, however many there are. As humans, we can experience them, and we have the consciousness to experience them. And then, with this consciousness, we are the custodians of everything. We are the communication between the spirits. We can create balance, creating balance. Tuning in, becoming empty, tuning in to all of the spirits, all of the material for a long, long time. And then feeling our purpose, creating harmonic, synergetic life with the natural world. Yeah. So, coming back to the polarity, the best symbol is the yin-yang symbol. Both sides already have the seed of the other one inside. And that's how they're interconnected. For me, this is just beautiful. That in nature, everything is interconnected. It's all just another aspect of the same thing, of oneness. We're all one. We're all one, baby! Yes. So, in the last video, I gave you an insight on what shamanism means to me. And in this one, I want to talk about one central aspect, that is the animals. In the last one, I talked a lot about the medicine plants and the spirit world, what it means, what the role of the shaman is. And in this one, I want to talk about the animals, because a lot of the shamans in trance, they call upon a guidance or help, support from an animal to heal. And this is another really important word in shamanism, healing, right? To heal, to make something whole and healthy. And most of the illnesses we have are rooted in a spiritual world and then manifest in our body. And the animals are, wow, they're living so close with us humans, because they have organs as we do, and they're really closely related to us. And for a shaman, then it's like sort of a transformation or a borrow of this particular medicine of the animal to heal a certain person. In South America, it might be the jaguar. A lot of people transform in the jaguar, borrow the healing aspect of a jaguar. What is the healing aspect of a jaguar? It's a cat, big cat. And it can approach the prey really silently, becoming one with the environment, really silently. And then maybe the shaman can trick the demon, the spirit illness, and because really Dr. Christian Reg said that he learned that the demons you cannot really kill. It's more like a trick. You trick them, and so you approach the spirit, and then you sort of scare them or trick them, and they transform or go away, disappear, and leave the body of the person who is requiring healing. And there are many different animals to use. And now, in these days, we talk a lot about the power animal, right? In German, Krafttier. And Claudia Müller-Eberling, Christian Rech, they explained that really in the shamanism, in the rooted cultures of shamanism, this like power animal doesn't really exist like that. It's more like sort of that there is a lot of communication and connection with the animals, and they, in the spirit world, they communicate with the spirit of this animal. Also, for instance, in North America, they communicated to the bison spirit before they went hunting that they, if the bison spirits could offer them, gift them a bison for the tribe, and communicate and connect with humble respect. And also then it can be, of course, that for every person there's sort of a spirit of an animal which is supporting and guiding this person through its life. And then in the medicine, every animal has its particular medicine and represents a certain aspect of the spectrum of truths. And so you can call in many different animals: snake, snails, ants, eagle, birds, dolphins, and every animal has its own medicine, its own healing, its own truth. And so the animals are really powerful, because they not only exist in our material Midgard world, they also exist in the spirit world. They have a spirit. And one of the central shamanic animals in Europe was the bear, right? And the bear now, at least in Germany, is gone. There was the story of Bruno, 2006, who came back but also got shot in the end. And the bear was representing a lot of the feminine, sacred worship of Earth, because the bear goes in the cave, in the room in winter, and comes out with new children in summer. It's a magic to just sleep in the darkest time of the year. And it's also, the bear has the wisdom and the knowledge of medicine plants and mushrooms. So when the bear comes out of the winter sleep, the first thing is to drink something. Then he goes to the plants which are cleansing all the stagnated things and energetic things in our stomach, in our body from the winter, cleanses all of this away, and then he eats plants which have a lot of vitality and vitamins and minerals and so on. And so similar like the stag, also just has this knowledge of the medicine plants. And the bear in the northern hemisphere is the king of the forest. I mean, a bear, it can just go to a wolf pack which just killed a deer and just take the deer or take a bite and walk away. And the wolves humble respect for this king. It's the same with the mountain lions or the puma. A bear comes along and just, because it's so powerful. The medicine of the bear is so powerful. The more North American shamans, they say, this medicine requires a lot of respect because it's so powerful. It can just, it can also be too powerful for some moments for some people. And it's connected to this feminine relationship to earth. And this is sort of what in the last centuries has been a bit fainted away in Europe, and so also the bear is gone. Male innovations, technology have risen up, and now at least the wolves are coming back. The Black Forest, there's still the lynx, and from Romania there's maybe also soon the bears coming. And if you walk through a forest where there's a bear and a wolf, you go with a lot more respect, humble approach. And this is really important for us humans to understand, that everything is sacred and we are the bear. The bear is us. And when the soul of the bear is in our environment, the medicine of the bear is in the environment and in us. And the medicine is so healing and so powerful of the bear. And from every animal. And so more diversity, more health, right? It's the same with the monoculture. If you plant maize in rows, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. But if you have diversity, wow, the wild diversity, this is sustainable. The same with an eagle flying. The eagle is flying in divine synergy with nature. And it's gonna fly for a long time because of this. But a helicopter, it has its spell, its vibration. And now it's flying majestically, but it's not flying forever. It's not flying in a synergetic flow with nature. But of course everything is nature, it's all part of it. And we also needed this healing journey of maybe the feminine energy releasing the power, and then this male innovations came up and maybe took some control. But now we're all realizing that it's about living in synergetic, harmonic flow with nature, creating harmony, creating balance between all of the polarity aspects, the polarity. And so for instance, with the animals, the shaman would go also maybe into a cave, into the womb of the earth, where it's easy also to connect to the spirits, and and pray and call in the spirits of an animal before they go hunting, or ask the spirits that if they can have an offer from an animal to survive. And this co-relationship is really beautiful, really anchored in love, because also for the North Americans, if they go hunting, it's an act of love, right? They also dress sometimes as a bison when they go hunting, and it's like the bison who is killed is the bison who is falling in love with the hunter. And because they understand outside and inside is one, it's another polarity. We are the bison is us. We are nature is us, it's all one. So that's why you have to treat it with love and light, and to think ahead of the next 7 generations, as the North American philosophy does. So every moment, whatever you do, ask yourself, would it be truthful for the next generations? Would it be truthful for the next generations? And so in shamanism, everything is included, and the core of shamanism is the same in all around the world.
and we are all the same. We are all one, and I wish you this, and most of all, I wish you to love a lot. Love as much as you can, because loving is the expression of a healthy consciousness. Just don't take life too seriously. It's all, is it a game? Is it a joke? Is it a mystery? It's everything. Simply just be and enjoy it. Experience joy. That means experience, of course, also sadness, as it's part of this joy and linked to it. And stay in your heart and love as much as you can. Love yourself first and root yourself in this love. As if this love is found pure, you can flow it around you. And I wish you all the love.